The Amex Trifecta offers many great credits, benefits, and features that come along with these three cards, but coming in with a total annual fee of $845 to $945 and having to utilize the points correctly with their complicated structure may make this card a little bit tough for many of the users out there to fully utilize them. So this card setup may or may not be the best for every person out there, but in this video we're going to talk about the good and the bad and why this may or may not be better for you. If you do like stuff like this and want more content, then go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button because we're going to be putting out more videos that will be comparing and contrasting this Amex cards as well as other ones out there that may work a little bit better in your situation. Now, full disclosure, I have owned these cards since 2017, so about 6 years now where I have been utilizing them and taking care and taking advantage of all the benefits that come with them. I do think there is a lot packed into these cards, but if you do not utilize them appropriately, then the fees will add up and you'll end up paying more in the fees than getting anything out of it. Now, right off the bat, I do want to talk about that this card setup is not for the average person. You do have to fit into a certain category and you do have to utilize them on a regular basis to make these annual fees appropriately worth it. I will go ahead and talk about this a little bit later in the video, but I just want to make sure that you keep that in mind. All right, now the first one in the Amex Trifecta that I'm going to talk about is going to be the American Express Platinum card. This card does come in with a hefty annual fee of $695, and this will be strictly for your traveling and for booking your flights online. Now this card will give you 5x points when you are booking your airfare online directly on the airliner's website or if you go through the Amex travel website. Other than that, if you use Kayak or any of the other websites that can compare and contrast them and you book through them, you will not be receiving that 5x points and then would not be worth it in the long run. Now, other than that, this card is going to be focused on a coupon card. And what I mean by that is you can utilize all the credits and the benefits associated with that to offset that hefty $695 fee. Now, some of my favorite credits that are associated with this card is going to be the $15 Uber credit every month. You'll get a $200 hotel credit, a $240 entertainment credit, a $155 Walmart Plus credit, and you'll also receive a $50 Saks Fifth biannual credit that you can utilize on their website. Now, receiving the 5x points as well as having all these credits and all the other benefits on this card does outweigh the annual fee of $695 in my current situation. If you are interested in a greater depiction of what's going on with this card and a breakdown of it, then there will be some links at the end of this video that goes over all the things that come along with the American Express Platinum card. All right, number 2 in the Amex Trifecta that I will be using for these cards is going to be either the Amex Gold card or the Amex Green card. They both have a different annual fee. One is going to be $250 and then the other one is going to be $150, going from the gold and the green. Now these cards will be used interchangeably depending on your spending habits, so you'll have to find out which one works better for your current situation. So first we'll start with the Amex Gold card. This does get 4x points on restaurants and groceries. And so I will pretty much exclusively use this card for whenever I go out to eat, I'm dining out, or when I'm going to pick up some things at the grocery store. Now, just have to keep in mind that Walmart and Target does not count as a grocery store and it has to be a local or something that is specifically for groceries. Now, me personally, I do have the Amex Gold card and this is the one that I utilize and it does complement the Amex Platinum card really well, just because of all the other perks that come along with it, along with the 4x points for the dining out and the groceries. One of the great perks that I utilize with this card is going to be a $10 Uber cash that you will receive on a monthly basis. That does give you the ability to add that on to your American Express Platinum card Uber cash of $15. So all in all, you're going to be receiving a $25 monthly allocation to Uber cash that you can utilize and get some sort of like Uber Eats and get a free meal on a monthly basis. Another benefit that I utilize on a regular basis is that I like to get my $10 dining credit from the American Express Gold card. You get a $10 credit, which I utilize at the Cheesecake Factory to get a free slice of cheesecake every month. Now this is a little bit restricted because there's only 3 or 4 different restaurants there on this card that you can utilize it for, and if there's none near you, then this would not be helpful. But for me, it's great, and I get a free piece of cheesecake every month. All right, now the other card that goes interchangeably with the gold card is going to be the American Express Green card, and this one does have an annual fee of $150. Now, this one's going to be great because it focuses more so on restaurants, transit, and travel, and it does have a 3x multiplier when you go to these. Now, comparing and contrasting the gold versus the green, coming from just getting the dining and the groceries, or if you're doing the restaurants, travel, and transit, it kind of depends on if you're going to be using these cards more so for the occasional traveling, or if you're going to be traveling on a regular basis. You can compare and contrast which one works best for you. For me, I do travel 3 to 4 times per year, but because of that, I do not necessarily need to have anything focused on a transit and travel category card, and so that's why I stick with the gold card. Now, yes, you will have a little bit lower annual fee of $150, but you'll also receive a lower point multiplier, and so you'll have to determine which one works best for your situation. So the way that I look at this is if you are an avid traveler and you make multiple trips throughout the year, then the green card is going to be better for you. But if you're the occasional traveler out there and you do want to utilize this on a regular basis for your groceries, then stick with what I did and go with the gold card. All right, and then the last one in the trifecta is going to be the AMEX cash management card. This one is not a points card, but it is a cashback card. This one you will receive a 1.5% cash back on everything that you spend with no cap on that money. Now, the way that I would view this card, it would be a everything else card, a catch-all card that doesn't fall under the travel, the restaurants, or the groceries, or the transit category. And this is great because there's no annual fee, so pretty much everything that you're receiving, you're getting that 1.5% cash back. And it's a way to make sure that you're not just losing money by using a regular credit card with no perks associated with it. Now, the only reason that I would use this card would be if you wanted to stay within the Amex family of credit cards. If you aren't necessarily dead set on staying on Amex, then what I would recommend doing would be switching over to one of the other higher 2% cashback cards with no annual fees, like the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. This one does give you 2% cash back with no annual fee, and it's a little bit easier. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do, if you want to have multiple different apps and multiple different companies that have your cards, or if you want to keep them all in one spot. Now, you can receive 1 cent per point of all your membership reward points associated with the Amex company, but if you do utilize them appropriately and you use the transfer partners, then you can get up to 3 to 4 cents per point and really get a bang for your buck. Now, I do know that there is a lot of annual fees with these cards, but if you do utilize them appropriately and you go through the proper chains of transfer partners, then you get a really good deal, getting that 3 to 4 cents per point that you receive down the road. Now, the key thing to think about is that you should not be changing your spending habits if you do get these cards. If you're already doing these things, then you can help grab these and it can work as synergistically to give you a better bang for your buck. If you love to travel and you don't mind putting a little bit extra work to utilize these points, then the AMEX Trifecta will work best for you. I do have additional Amex videos right here that you can go ahead and take a look at that do a deeper dive. And as always, we want to thank you for watching and want to remind you that we are here from your first penny to your first million. We'll see you next time.